Hello everybody and welcome back to another prediction video. Had an actual unbelievable last week of betting and predictions. Went 10-1 or 11-1. Only lost one, and that was Eric Silva, the absolute bum. But yeah, 5-1 in bets. The only one loss was Alexander Hernandez to win by first round finish. I didn't even think he was going to win. That was just, you know, little beer money, put a little beer change on that. But yeah, all my 5 actual bets cashed. Plus 7 units on the night. Would have been plus 9 if Magomed Ankalaev won, but that bet got pushed, my parlay, so we still came out 7 units. I will take that. That is a beautiful night at the office right there. So yeah, let's get into this weekend's fights. Final card of the year. Looking forward to it. I will be doing a watch along once again as we did last week, so be sure to tune in, and I might have some breakdowns during the week as well, giving up my best bets and best props and all that. I might have someone to do it with also if anyone wants to do that. But yeah, let's get into it. First fight of the night. Oh boy, Sergey Morozov taking on Journey Newson. I'm gonna go with Sergey Morozov to get this one done by decision. I'll go decision. I think Journey Newson is a tough guy. He's got decent wrestling, good hands. But I think Sergey Morozov, this should be an easy win for him. I think he can literally grapple him the whole 3 rounds and just make it a boring fight and get a decision victory. The one thing I just don't like about Morozov, though, he just leaves himself so open on the feet. He's just defensively he's terrible, but I do see him using his grappling here. I mean, Jordan Usman, like I said, is a decent wrestler, but his takedown defense is it's not great. So, you know, I just feel like Sergey Morozov will be able to get the takedowns over and over again. His cardio was questionable. I think he gassed in one of the fights. Was it this the Andrade? I think it was the loss he had. Let me just check that. It was it was. He went for the finish or something and then gassed out completely and got choked out in the end. So yeah, but I feel like Morozov, I wouldn't be surprised if anyone got a finish in this fight, honestly, but I'll go Morozov just to make it a boring grappling fight and get the decision victory. For our next fight, we have David Dvorak taking on Maheshate Kape. I'm going to go Maheshate Kape in this matchup. I just think the overall, explosiveness and just overall power advantage here is going to be so evident in this matchup, and I do see Maheshate Kape getting a finish in the I'll go second round. I think he beats on David Dvorak quite, I wouldn't say badly, but he lands some big shots in the first round and then finds the opening in the second round and puts him away. Geez, my hair is awful. Well, anyway, yeah, Maheshate Kape, I just see the overall explosiveness in his striking just being the difference in this fight. He has shown glimpses of just being dog shit because sometimes he doesn't throw that much, but I feel like he's on a roll now. I think that 2 loss streak he was on, one of them, Nicolau, he got completely robbed. He literally got robbed, and we know how good Nicolau's looking right now in the top 5, I'm pretty sure. So, Maheshate Kape is definitely, I'd say, a top 5 guy right now in the flyweight division. Like I said, he got completely robbed by Nicolau, and he's looking like a different fighter after that fight, finishing his last 2 performances, I'm pretty sure. Yes, he did finish his last. And Ismagulov's a good fighter as well. You can't take anything away from him. He's very tough. He can take a big shot, and he put him away in the first round, I want to say. I think it was the first round. But Maheshate Kape, it depends. It really does depend on what Maheshate Kape shows up. Is it going to be the Maheshate Kape that's so hesitant to throw anything, like his UFC debut against Alexander Pantoja? But Pantoja is a fantastic fighter. He's looking like an absolute animal right now in that flyweight division. But yeah, let's go into David Dvorak. I'm just talking about Maheshate Kape. David Dvorak has some decent grappling. He wouldn't go for takedowns, but he has really good takedown defense. He's got really good leg kicks, decent enough power, but I don't really see him hurting Maheshate Kape in this matchup whatsoever. I just see that I don't know, the over 1.5 could be a sketchy one in this matchup, man. Like, man, okay, it's hard for flyweights. Like, he hits hard, and if it's the man okay we've seen in the last two performances, I would not be surprised if he just came out here and just whipped him badly in the first two rounds. I'm really high on Mano Cape. Like, I watched some of his Ryzen fights, and like, I was kind of disappointed in the way he entered in the UFC. Like, he was a completely different fighter, but now he's on a 2-fight win streak on a roll, and I think he's going to keep this momentum going. So yeah, give me Mano Cape by second round TKO. Moving on up the card, we have Renat Fakhretdinov, I think that's what you said, versus Bryan Battle. This is a interesting matchup for sure. I think that Renat, I'm gonna lean with Renat in this matchup, just because I don't really like the Bryan Battle takedown defense. We've seen him taken down multiple times. We've seen him, Andrei Petrosky took him down a few times, but that win's looking pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Renat just to like wrestle him really for 3 rounds. I think that Bryan Battle does have the capability, if you know, lasting the 3 rounds. He's got really good cardio. He dropped down to 170, so he's going to be a weight bully because he wasn't good enough at 185, and 185 is a dog shit division. Terrible division. Absolute dog shit division. Yeah, I mean, I see Renat just wrestling him for 3 rounds and controlling him. I think Bryan Battle's takedown defense is at 55% in the UFC, and Renat's got really good control on top and good takedowns to keep landing over and over again. And even his striking's not terrible. Like, he could definitely compete with Bryan Battle on the feet, but I wouldn't advise him to, you know, stay there. And obviously, I don't think he will. I mean, he's Russian. He'll definitely go for the legs immediately. So, you know, yeah, give me Renat by decision in this matchup. I think he'll just be able to land the takedowns over and over again and control Bryan Battle. But Bryan Battle does have a good get-up game and really good BJJ, so I expect him to stay safe on the ground and, you know, try and get it to a decision, or like try and get back up to his feet multiple times, but get taken down multiple times. I mean, we might see Renat slow down in the 3rd round, but maybe Bryan Battle comes back and, I don't know, does well in the 3rd round, wins the round or something. But I see the first 2 rounds going to Renat in this matchup for sure. So yeah, give me Renat by decision. Moving on up the card, we have Maheshate taking on Rafa Garcia. I'm going to go with Rafa Garcia in this matchup. I think that the line is... I'm liking the line, man. I think I'm going to bet Rafa Garcia. I just like his toughness. I like his durability. He took some massive shots from Jakar close and kept on coming. So, excuse me. Yeah, and the grappling advantage I see here is just going to be too much for Maheshate. We know that the Chinese are just bad at wrestling. They are so bad at wrestling. I mean, maybe this guy can prove me wrong, but I do see the experience advantage, the wrestling, the grappling, the durability of Rafa Garcia, and even his striking is not too bad, and the power on the feet. He's got some big power on the feet. Maheshate has a good left. Is it a good straight? I'm pretty sure. He's got some decent striking, really good counter striker, and yeah, you know. Like, I just see Rafa Garcia here just wrestling him and getting the submission in the 2nd or 3rd round when he has Maheshate gassed out. We knew Rafa Garcia can really make it a grueling fight and win. So yeah, I'm going to go with Rafa Garcia to get a late submission in this matchup. Moving on up the card, we have Said Nurmagomedov taking on Said Kakhramonov. I'm going to go with Kakhramonov in this matchup. I think his cardio, the way he looked against Ronnie Lawrence, that was it. It was an exceptional performance. The way he just kept on going for those takedowns every time. Like, his ground control wasn't amazing, but his ability to just keep going for the takedown was really impressive to me. And I do think that it will be massive in this matchup. He has to shoot for takedowns to win this matchup, and I'm gonna bet on that he does. I think the Said Nurmagomedov has the wild striking, he has really good striking, but we have seen him slow down in fights. Like in the first 2 rounds of his last matchup against Andrade, he looked phenomenal, and then like the 3rd round, I'm pretty sure Andrade came back at him. His takedown defense has been questionable. I mean, it's not a bad takedown defense at all, but he has been taken down before, and Said Kape is just going to keep going after those takedowns and make it a very fast-paced fight, which I'm going to go, I think he's going to get the job done. It's a very close fight, but I'm going to go with the guy who has the cardio advantage, the relentlessness for the takedowns, and, you know, the whole just grappling advantage in this matchup. So yeah, give me Said Kakhramonov to win by decision. I would not be surprised if Said Nurmagomedov got a stoppage in the 1st or 2nd round here, but like a flying knee or just some crazy kick he goes for. But yeah, he's such a fun fighter to watch. I wish we had more Russians like that. All Russians, take a note of this guy. I bet the sport would be phenomenal. Honestly, if all Russians fought like this guy, bro, I wish. Moving on up to card, we have Julian Marquez taking on Darren Winn. What is Darren Winn doing? This guy's 5'6", fighting at middleweight. What is he doing, bro? Well, whatever. I mean, good for you, I guess. Not wanting to put all your effort into MMA. Just shows your mentality to me. But anyway, I'm just roasting the guy off the bat. But yeah, I'm going to go with Julian Marquez. I just think the size advantage. And I only see Darren Winn's path to victory. He's just wrestle him for 3 rounds. And his cardio isn't the best. I would say Julian Marquez, like, his takedown defense isn't very good. His technique on the feet isn't very good, but the power advantage and the overall size. I like his BJJ. His BJJ is really good. He's got a really good guillotine, got a good rear naked choke on him, and I could see that being the difference in this matchup. By having the bigger, being bigger, and having the BJJ advantage in this matchup. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Julian Marquez to find a guillotine choke in the. I'm gonna go 1st round guillotine. I would not be surprised if he got a KO, but he's not very technical on the feet. He's kind of just, you know, a guy who would use his just overall power and just, you know, size, I guess, to land that big shot. So I'm gonna go with Julian Marquez to get a guillotine. Darren Winn, he's just too small. He really is just too small for this weight class. It's so hard to ban him. It actually is. It's so hard to ban him. At 185, he was 170. There's some winnable matchups there for him because he just has really good wrestling. But at 185, to keep taking down guys that are bigger, more lean, just like size, it's just different. 185 to 170 is different in size and power. So I'm gonna go with Julian Marquez to win here by guillotine choke 1st round. For our next fight, we have Jake Matthews taking on Matt Semelsberger. I'm so looking forward to seeing Jake Matthews once again. He looked phenomenal in his last fight. Phenomenal. I mean, it's been a year since he last fought as well, isn't it? Or no, 5 months. Jeez, it felt like a year. But yeah, he took like a year out and then he came back and looked like just an absolute demon against Andre Fialho. I just like the options Jake Matthews has. I like his wrestling, I like his BJJ, I like his striking, his boxing. Matt Semelsberger has really good power. I'm pretty sure he almost knocked out Alex Morono in his last matchup in the 3rd round after getting dominated for the first 2. So he does have some decent cardio. But I do see Jake Matthews piecing him up on the feet, and I do see him possibly getting this fight to the ground. Like, if he wants to, if he can get this fight to the ground, if he wants to, he can just mix it up and make Matt Semelsberger second guess himself. Is he gonna go for a takedown, and that will open up his strikes? We know his striking is getting better, as we saw in his last fight, and that was one of the most impressive performances of the year so far. We're at the last card, so I mean, it's top 3 most impressive performances of the year, in my opinion, for any fighter in the UFC. I mean, the way he just pieced up Andre Fialho, I mean, the improvements this guy's making is incredible. It's finally good to see him make some massive improvements. I do see him getting the getting a stoppage. I mean, I'm gonna go with TKO second round. I'll go TKO second round. Really looking forward to seeing him back in action this weekend. Just wow, I mean, his last performance was amazing. Going on to our next fight. Let me just get there if I can. Back up. Well, it was a terrible time to record. Anyway, Corey McKenna taking on Cheyenne Vlismas. Wow, that's a hard name to say. I'm gonna go with Cheyenne. I just fucking despise Corey McKenna. She's shit. I'm joking. I'm not going that hard on her. Oh, she's not that bad. She's like 50 inches of reach. She's literally like, what is it, an atom weight or whatever it should be below flyweight. She's undersized for the division. Her last fight, she fought Miranda Granger. Miranda Granger had a 10-inch reach advantage. Yes, I said 10-inch. And she didn't throw one jab the whole fight. Didn't use her reach whatsoever. And her takedown defense, I mean, there's no question I have better takedown defense than her. And I've never wrestled a day in my life. Her BJJ was embarrassing. She kept, oh my god, oh, Miranda Granger's awful. Get her out of the UFC immediately. She kept, like, what did she get? Von Flue choked? Yeah, she did, bro. Oh man, that performance pissed me. Because I put money on Miranda Granger. I thought a woman would use her IQ and, you know, use her 10-inch reach advantage. Her 10-inch reach advantage. But, you know, obviously women are built different, so they just don't even use their 10-inch reach advantage. I mean, she looked good in the fight, I guess, but Miranda Granger is completely dog shit at fighting, so yeah. Cheyenne, she does have good striking. She's got really good movement. She's got good kickboxing, and I do like her in this matchup to kick her at range, throw her straight shots down the middle, and just try and just keep it standing. If she keeps it standing, it's an easy win. Corey McKenna is just going to be way undersized. I'm pretty sure she's got somewhat decent takedown defense. Vlismas, so as long as you have somewhat good takedown defense against Corey McKenna, you'll be good. There's no way you lose to on the feet with a 5-inch reach deficit, especially at this lower weight class where every inch matters. But yeah, I couldn't believe Miranda Granger in the last matchup. That was crazy. She kept holding on to, you know, the guillotine and side control. Oh, it was so hard to watch. Actually, like, it was probably the worst bet I made all year. But she was like plus 220 with a 10-inch reach advantage. So I was like, I have to take that, you know. I mean, Corey McKenna has shown against Elisa Reed that her IQ has been questionable. She didn't go for the takedowns. She went for the takedowns in her last matchup. I mean, I would have taken let's say I removed 100 pounds off my body, I definitely would be able to take down Miranda Granger. I mean, her takedown defense was like Darren Till's, and her BJJ was like a homeless person's. It was embarrassing. But yeah, good stuff by Corey McKenna in that last matchup, but there's no way that was impressive whatsoever, even though she got Von Flue choke, which is a pretty hard choke to get unless you're retarded. So Cheyenne Vlismas, I'm going to take in this matchup to use her kickboxing at range and win this fight just by her moving around the octagon by decision. Very boring matchup, terrible. This is going to be another prime example of why women MMA is shit. Wow, I just roasted the whole women's divisions. Moving on up to card, we have Cody Brundage taking on Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. I'm going to go with Oleksiejczuk in this matchup. I just don't like Cody Brundage's, just the way he's very uncomfortable in the feet. His cardio is questionable. He's got decent wrestling. Oleksiejczuk has shown, you know, very, very mid takedown defense, but that was a 205, so he was fighting guys massive. And Cody Brundage is taking this on like a week's notice or something, or a 2 weeks notice. He's taking on short notice, that's all I know. And he's had cardio problems before, even against Tresean Gore. Like his last matchup, he looked like he was slowing down in the first 3 minutes of the matchup, and he, you know, found the KO. But I mean, Tresean Gore, I mean, has the chin of I don't even know, bro. He just has the chin of a bottle cap, I guess. I mean, it's awful. I mean, well, it's just so bad. Michael Oleksiejczuk. I mean, who did he fight? Sam Alvey. Sam Alvey obviously is retarded and brought his kids, brought his whole family to see him get absolutely brutalized in the first round. Embarrassing performance once again by Sam Alvey. Don't know why he brought his kids. To see him get whooped as a plus or minus 600, I think he was in that matchup. I mean, how retarded can you be bringing your kids to a minus 600 matchup? I mean, I get you have false confidence as a fighter, but come on, man. What are you doing? You have to know, if you're like, what? If you're plus 300 above, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my kids to this, you're retarded. Or you're gonna bring like younger siblings or whatever to your fight, you're just retarded. Like, come on, man. You have to have some brain cells, at least, because there's a very high chance you'll lose the matchup at a plus 300 or more. You know. Price tag, I guess, odds. But yeah, I like Michael Oleksiejczuk's boxing in this matchup. I do think he pieces Cody Brundage up on the feet badly. I do see him finding the finish in the second round. His cardio is not awful. It's not the greatest cardio, Michael Oleksiejczuk, but I do trust him to have the better cardio than Cody Brundage and stop some of the takedowns. Maybe he gets taken down once or twice in the first round, but then Cody Brundage just slows down heavily. Mightn't be a terrible live betting play, but because Cody Brundage might have a good first round and then completely gas out in the second. Michael Oleksiejczuk will just take over from there and land his combinations like he does. He's got really good boxing, Oleksiejczuk, and Cody Brundage does not look comfortable on the feet at all in his fights I've seen. Next matchup, we have Drew Dober taking on Bobby Green. Oh, it's a tough one to pick. I'm going to go with Bobby Green. I am going to go with Bobby Green to land the more cleaner shots and move out of the way of Drew Dober's more of looping shots. I just think the straight shots beat looping shots most of the time, all the time, basically. I like Drew Dober's power advantage. I do like his power advantage. He can wrestle. He can go for takedowns, which wouldn't be a bad, just to even mix it up against Bobby Green. But I love Bobby Green's defensive ability on the feet. He's got a good chin. He's got really good. He likes to slip and roll with all the punches, and I do like his jab. I like his straight shots. It's just really fun to watch. This is going to be a banger. I'm going to go with Bobby Green to win by decision this matchup because there's no way it's going to be TKOing Drew Dober. There's just no way. Drew Dober's just got a chin like I've never seen before. How did he eat those shots of Alves in his last fight? Oh my god. I would give Drew Dober the cardio advantage as well. I don't know. It's very close in cardio, actually. Like, Drew Dober comes on well very late, and so does Bobby Green. I mean, he won the third round against Rafael Vaziev. I mean, if you're competing with Rafael Vaziev on the feet for 3 rounds and making it was a very close fight. I wouldn't say it could have gone either way. I wouldn't say that, but the second round was very close, but it was Vaziev, and then third round he won. Yeah, give me Bobby Green by decision. Very hard fight to predict though. Moving on up the card, we have Alex Caceres taking on Julian Erosa. A good matchup, a really fun matchup, really fun fight we have here, but I'm going to go with Erosa. I am going to go with Erosa. I don't think this is the kind of guy that should cause him many problems. The guys that will cause him problems are like the guys with big power in the featherweight division. I mean, Hakeem Dawodu, I mean, I thought I put money on Hakeem Dawodu to win that matchup, and wow, Julian Erosa showed new wrinkles to his striking. His chin was good. Sometimes his chin's bad, sometimes his chin's good. It really does depend which side of the bed he wakes up on. But yeah, Alex Caceres is a guy that likes to, like, you know, kick from range, the karate style. He's really good off his back, I'd say. Decent transition game, good BJJ, but I would say Julian Erosa, well, I mean, he'll have the wrestling advantage here. He can even go for takedowns. Alex Caceres' takedown defense isn't the greatest we've ever seen. I'd say the striking advantage and his willingness to brawl. I like guys who try and get into the pocket and land their shots, like Julian Erosa will in this matchup. Alex Caceres doesn't have the greatest hands in the world. He's more of like a, you know, one of those guys that throws kicks out there, like a, I don't even know who to compare him as, but yeah, he's a karate guy. But I do like Julian Erosa in this matchup. I don't think Alex Caceres has the power to threaten Julian Erosa, so yeah, I'm going to go with Julian Erosa. It's kind of crazy how he turned his career around. He got like a cut from the UFC and lost an Ultimate Fighter, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, respect. He's really coming along in his career, and this is his prime. I think this is his, you know, time to fight, you know, win these matchups and possibly get a ranked opponent after this. So yeah, give me Julian Erosa by decision. I think Alex Caceres is tough to put away. Move on to our next fight. We have Alessandro Costa taking on Amir Albazi. I did watch Costa in the Dana White Contemporary Series fight, did some tape on him just there now, and I don't think he stands a chance against Amir Albazi. Amir Albazi's got phenomenal grappling. He's got really good BJJ. He's good on the feet as well. Don't get me wrong, he's good on the feet. Alessandro Costa is more of just a boxer. He'll throw some leg kicks. And I just don't see that being effective on Amir Albazi. Jeez, I can't talk right now. Amir Albazi in his last matchup against Francisco Figueiredo, yeah, it was against Francisco. I mean, he looked phenomenal. His grappling, the way he transitioned to the back, his takedowns are just really good. I'm gonna go with a first round submission. I wouldn't be surprised if he got him down immediately and just ground and pounded him away, but he got on his back and just flattened him out and got started ground and pounding him. But I'm going to go rear naked choke in the first round here. I think this is should be an easy matchup for Amir Albazi. If Alessandro Costa wins, fair enough, but I don't see that happening. He's taking it on short notice as well. Amir Albazi was meant to be fighting Brandon Royval, which would have been such a fun fight. It's so unfortunate that was taken away from our hands, because Brandon Royval's got phenomenal you know, jiu-jitsu game off his back, and his sweeps are amazing and just so fun to watch. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Alessandro Costa, yeah, I don't see him winning this fight. He's got decent striking, like I said, decent hands, but I don't see that being enough to beat Amir Albazi. He doesn't really have a ground game that I've seen. So yeah, I'm going to go Amir Albazi by submission, round 1. Moving on up the card, this is a banger. Such a high level, so high level. How is this not the main event? I know we have middleweights at our main event. Oh my god, we have middleweights as main events. That one. Arman Tsarukyan taking on Dober Ismagulov. I'm gonna go Arman Tsarukyan by, like, literally by a split hair. I do like the kicking. I really like the kicking of Arman Tsarukyan, and I think that will be the difference maker. Not just his wrestling that he has. He's got really good striking. He's got fast kicks. His cardio is not amazing, but it's not terrible. I mean, he won the 4th round against Gamrot, but obviously he got robbed in that matchup. He completely got robbed. I know it was a 3-2 decision, very close back and forth fight, but you can't say he didn't get robbed when he got a knockdown in the 4th round and the judge just missed it completely. How can you miss a knockdown? Oh my god, it's so bad. It really is terrible. Get a knockdown in the 4th round and the judges missed it, and it lost him the fight against Gamrot. He did slow down in that matchup there. The 5th and 3rd round he lost. but the fourth, second, and first he won clearly. Like all the like rounds were so easy to score in that matchup. But I'm going to go with Arman Tsarukyan to win this matchup by decision. I do like Damir Ismagulov's boxing. His boxing is so good. He's got wicked takedown defense, but I just like the kicking advantage Arman Tsarukyan has here. Damir will throw some body kicks, will throw some teep kicks, he will throw some leg kicks, but Arman Tsarukyan is just, if he can, even just shoot for takedowns, if he doesn't get them, he can maybe just threaten them and open up his strikes more. I just think the more options Arman Tsarukyan, like, he just has more options in this matchup to win. I'll go Arman Tsarukyan by decision, but it's a very, very high level close fight. I mean, these guys could both be in the top 5 of the lightweight division, honestly. I mean, you could literally say Arman Tsarukyan would beat Chandler. He'd possibly beat Dustin Poirier. Ismagulov would beat Chandler. He could possibly beat Poirier. He could possibly beat any of the top 5 guys. I mean, it's just unfortunate all the top 5 guys fight within each other. Like, it's lightweight is just shit like that. I mean, lightweight's amazing, but it's shit the way the top guys just fight between each other. It's very annoying. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Arman Tsarukyan because he just has more options, and the kicking advantage, like I said, I think the kicking advantage is gonna be massive in this matchup. So yeah, give me Arman Tsarukyan by decision. Moving on to our last fight of the night. This is so hard to predict. I'm gonna go Jared. Most people are on Strickland to just jab his way to victory, but I'm gonna go Jared. I think he has just more options. Striking. The leg kicks he has, and we know Strickland will not check any leg kicks that much. I mean, his style is just there. You can just kick his leg. And I think Jared Gordon got robbed. Jared Cannonier has the kicking advantage here. He does. He really does. If he attacks that leg early, that will open up his strikes and make Sean Strickland a more stationary target. I mean, he already is very stationary, but if he can really make him stationary by kicking his legs apart in the first few rounds, he can get a knockout in this matchup. Strickland does have good jab. He has a really good jab. He has, good boxing, but the power advantage for Jared Cannonier is just going to be too much. And the leg kicks, he likes to go high sometimes. Doesn't really throw much to the body. He's got he likes to throw combinations to the body with his punches, but Jared Cannonier, I keep saying Jared Cannonier. I keep saying it. He's in my dreams, but he got robbed. Jared Cannonier. Just got, I think he has more just options on the feet. He's got more tools, if that makes sense. I mean, the only thing Strickland has really is a jab. I mean, literally, and a straight. So I'm going to go with Jared Cannonier to throw some big leg kicks early and really make Sean Strickland a stationary target and knock him out in the 3rd round. I'm going to go with 3rd round knockout for Jared Cannonier. Sean Strickland does have a good gas tank. I would say Jared Cannonier can slow down, but his cardio is not awful. It's not like, wow, he's done. Yeah, give me Jared Cannonier by round 3 knockout. Anyway, there you guys have it. There's all my predictions for UFC 283. UFC Fight Night, Cannonier vs Strickland. Last card of the year. Pretty ass year for the UFC, I can't lie. I mean, the second half of the year, but we had so many weird injuries in main events. We had so many just unfortunate things that happened. The first half of the year, I'm telling you guys, the first 4 or 5 months of this year was dog shit. There was no question. I don't care what anyone says. The first 5 months of the year, I was like so tempted to just like quit. I mean, it wasn't actually, but it was just like, Jesus, these cards are shit. They were barely stacked at all, but thankfully the second half of the year has kind of saved it. So yeah, there you guys have my final predictions of the year. I I will have my best bets video out by, let's say, Thursday or Wednesday, one of the days. Stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.